Grand Rising. Okay, you guys. Hello, welcome. Welcome back to another collective pick a card. Today we're getting into the morning tea with Fee. This is the juicy tea this morning about you. And of course, it's always about you, friend. I'm hearing there's something. The juicy tea on you this morning is that, like, it's all about you. And I'm hearing, oh my gosh, they're so abundant. Like, these could be other spiritual people or other, like, people who are more balanced. I'm thinking, like, I'm getting there, like, you are reaching a maturity around something. And this may involve a childhood wound, a childhood traumatic experience, a rejection from your past, a relationship that didn't work out. And people are seeing that, like, none of these negative things stopped you from being abundant. Like, they see you as so prosperous. They're seeing, some of you guys have been the gazelle spirit archetypes in the collective, and people are just seeing that you have created beautiful spaces and have curated beautiful spaces, aesthetics, homes, work environments for yourselves, home lives, and you have a clear life force current, and people see that this is because you are a pure channel of love and that you are the one that has the true gift. I'm getting that people are saying that people who rejected you, they rejected you for, like, because they did not choose a pure love, or that these people in the past, they were resentful and enraged about something, and they see that you just moved on with your life and remained happy and sustained your self-confidence, because you know that these rejections were people who were just, like, mad, or these people who traumatized you were just, like, mad at you for something that you didn't do, frankly. So what is the juicy tea on you this morning? Hello, friends. Gratitude and indulgence. Oh my God, that's so interesting, because that's actually the wait, which element is that? I pulled these cards for the day. This one is okay. I think that's fire element for Deepest Can Manifest orgs. Element of the day, so those should be posted up while you see this as well. The sound of the day, the sound healing of the day. This came out for one of our elements, and you would, yeah, for the fire sign element. So this could be a fire sign, or this could involve the fire element, Leo / Aries energy. But this could just, I feel like there's a lot of drive, passion, and determination to move forward in life, and you're very action oriented. I think that, like, what a lot of negativity that has been thrown your way recently has been around people who have been enraged by you out of the thin air, like, just enraged at your life. And when they see you, it makes them feel so bad about themselves. It's nothing that you have to do to make these people mad, okay? Because some of these people are delusional, and these are mechanisms in defense, coping mechanisms that they have used to avoid taking responsibility for some uncomfortable truths about themselves, their lives, and something in their reality that is an incontrovertible evidence that they are not reaching the fully intended target, or they are just a persona or performance that projects their ideal image of themselves, but they are really nowhere near. And I feel like a lot of what you are reflecting back to people is that you are a very grateful person for everything that you have. You're so abundant, and that's why you stay blessed and you stay uninhibited by these unhinged, deranged, mentally ill people who keep projecting their home and their failures and their mistakes onto you. It's always a matter of, like, what you're doing. Like, it's something that you live in your life offended them, okay? And some of you guys didn't even know these people. And these are people who just indulge too much. Like, they went and got too much plastic surgery. They went and ate too much food. They blow up to 400 and 500 pounds and walk around like, oh, these fat cheeks get clapped. Oh, no. Anybody clapping fat cheeks is also delusional. So, this is like people who indulge at the expense of their health and at the expense of others. These are people who are delusional, who don't want to, they don't want to face their reality that they're really rejected. They don't want to face their reality that they're really not this divine feminine goddess form manifested. Your body is a manifestation of the divine feminine spirit. So some of these people just became obsessed with your body and became obsessed with, the kind of sex, money, and power that you were getting. And this is all reflecting them just being overly indulgent. Like, you already have your own sex, money, and power. Some of them, a lot of them, especially if these are like celebrities, right? It's like they already have their own sex, money, and power, but they just want yours too, because you really mirror back to them, reaching the fully intended target. You actually reflect back to them how they wish their body looked naturally. You actually reflect back to them like who they really want to be. They really wish they had your education. They really wish they had your intimate partners. They really wish they had your wardrobe and your belongings. Some of them want to be you. It's like you can't have anything nice without somebody attaching onto it and wanting to embody an aspect of your soul and spirit when that's just not who they are, right? They'll just be getting mad that you got to it first or something like that. They're like, oh my God. And then try to alter the facts of reality and be like, oh my God, oh, she stole that from me. Or, oh, I'm the muse for her project. No, you literally have been copying identity when people have been ill. Someone has been trying to copy your identity while you've been ill, or while they've been trying to project your image while you've been away. And this was all a secret competition to replace you, okay? And people are saying that the goosey, I'm hearing the goose. I'm hearing duck, duck, goose. I'm hearing some of y'all that met your goose. You done met the one. You done met the divine masculine. And these people are not interested in these people. They're clearly not moving forward with these people who've been projecting your image. Someone already knows that you're the one for them. So anybody masquerade around, trying to dress up, trying to talk, trying to mimic speech and mind, and trying to steal intelligence, really codependent on you for survival, right? They're trying to steal things, steal abundance from you because they literally are lacking. These represent big losers, and we can like if you are pretending to be someone, or like everything about you is a muse to them. Like they have to, like it's like they can't find any inspiration on their own. These people cannot grow their own identity, so they're very codependent on you, and you have literally been providing for these people an identity. You've been providing social media content for them. You've been providing relevance. You've been providing the men. You've been providing so much for them, and they're just sitting around indulging, right, at their own expense, or they're just sitting around not doing anything to find their own identity, not trying to grow their own independence. And you're like, you're not welcomed here. You're not hired. You're not moving forward with us, right? You're not approved in my poly relationship. You're not enough. You're not coming. We don't like it. We're not attracted to it. There's no seduction that you can use. And even if we do enjoy the seduction, we're still not moving forward because of some foolish risk that these people have taken to indulge at your expense. So I don't know if these could be old romantic partners. So yeah, they refuse to learn on their own. They refuse, and they keep coming around and causing a conflict. Be right. They'll learn something from you, and they'll take a part of your identity. Like, oh my God, I love that handbag. Next thing you know, two days later, they're like, oh, I wanted a handbag to pretend like this is actually my soul and spirit. but this was actually a soul and spirit that I stole from someone else. And you're just like, be discerning. These people are in a spiritual warfare trying to mimic identity because they're so obsessed with your possessions. What did I say? I knew that this was, what did I say, y'all? Because they're obsessed with your belongings and who you are as a person. Like, imagine showing up with a handbag and it's like you can just when someone shows up with your outfit or something like that, that means that they're obsessed with your body. Like, I think in the self and the way that you possess the self through your adornments, the way the way that you adorn your body, right? It reflects how you possess yourself, and so they always try to act like, they're like, oh, that person must have personal freedoms by the way that through your possessions. And they keep comparing their lack of personal freedoms to you, or they just show up as an imaginal point of view, right? Some of them will go get the possessions so that they can act like they have the same personal freedoms as you, and you're like, no, these people do not have the same personal freedoms. We're not into that. You need to be discerning. You need to be discerning. And I'm also getting that a lot of what your work and service is it shows how abundant you are because you give so much for free anyway. It's like you already give these people so much for free. I'm hearing you give a lot of information and knowledge about your personal value. Like, I'm hearing you share a lot about your personal values and help people assess their own moral and ethical values in whatever spaces, environments, relationships they take up, and whether they inhibit or improve their first personal freedoms. I think people have just been lacking a discernment in general, right? And through this third eye chakra awakening, we have grown a protective awareness with people who are wanting to project an image to serve their own personal hidden agenda. Like, someone who shows up like pretending to be something that they're not means that they don't have good intentions. Okay? That is not something that you should be taking a leap of faith on. This is not something that you should be, someone that you should be letting into your home. Like, some of y'all people are saying that there was somebody pretending to be you that was let into your home or something like that. Or, they felt like something wasn't fair. People felt like something wasn't fair. They feel like your body isn't fair, or they feel like your skin isn't fair. And even if you don't feel like you're that light, friends, I think it's just like in certain environments, maybe, you know, you've already left these environments and have bruised people's egos. I'm hearing the tea on you is that like high school friends have felt like the way that you have achieved in life and been so abundant and moved away from them. You might see them as losers. You're like, oh, they didn't do anything with their life because they're like lazy and not hardworking and focused, right? But they'll see that your achievements in life have been because of some type of privilege, or something wasn't fair, right? Oh, it wasn't fair that you made straight A's. Oh, it wasn't fair that you were valedictorian of this class. Oh, it wasn't fair that you got good SAT scores and SAT scores. Oh, you applied to the schools, right? It wasn't fair. That was all a willpower. That was all a reflection of your rational decision making. You being abundant means that you have a clear life force current. You are discerning and you know not to chase a superficial value. Some of these people fell into the pitfalls of fame and chasing superficial values like sex, money, and power. And they see that you were slow and steady wins the race, right? They see that you were the one that came out on top, right? Because you didn't chase these possessions. You let your possessions enhance the quality of your life and not make you fall into some type of doom of death doom, where you are chasing a superficial value and get fucked. Some of these people, I'm hearing that these could be celebrities, or people start doing illegal activities, started committing crimes for sex, money, and power. Okay, I'm start doing anything for these plastic surgeries, doing anything for this commercial aesthetic, doing anything for these possessions, okay? And they were actually not things that they valued, because they can tell that they never made their possessions work for them. They never enhanced the quality of their life with the possession. Some of them just dried up really bad, or they never had the drive to make them work, right? Some people just sit around with possessions and you'll think that they're abundant, right? But those people are really superficial and they're just doing it for an aesthetic. They don't actually mean to serve us any purpose, okay? They're con artists. They are acting from imaginal points of view. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people, they know that they're just lazy. Like I said, some of you guys are right. They are lazy. They're not doing what it takes to truly be abundant, and they just sit there and pretend, right? But behind the scenes, they're really not reaching the fully intended target. These people are truly crooks, hooks, and lame as fuck, truly, okay? So, what's the juicy tea on you this morning? Okay, what's the juicy tea on you this morning? Because this is wild. I'm hearing that you have done something that you have done most recently, put a karmic ending is what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm hearing something that you recently caused a karmic ending when you shown someone a discernment. I'm hearing a discernment where these people have really been super, indulgent. They have really been so greedy and not grateful, right, for what they have. And we see that even if they have possessions or financial capabilities, that doesn't mean that they're a good person, okay? And they see that you're the one that has all the beautiful, intimate relationships, and we have murky thoughts, sorrows, okay, and then the cross, okay, so, and then we have mediation. Okay, I'm hearing that this was a mediation about a religious belief system, and this is not someone made a violation. The T on you is that someone probably violated your rights because they did not agree with your belief system. And so this was a major violation of your human and civil rights, friend, okay? Because there has been the separation of church and state, okay? So a lot of you guys have had to defend some type of belief system that you had, or you've had to this has been unfair because you should not be biased for your religion, right? This is something where someone violated you because of a religious bias, and the truth is this person has been in sorrows too, okay? Because they have been, some of them have been wearing the facade of this religion, but they have really been unable to stop indulging around something that is against their religion, okay? This person, I'm hearing there's something where they needed to address more of their personal freedom around their sexuality and their around greed, okay, around envy, the 7 deadly sins, around what their moral and ethical values are, okay? So I think that this mediation is not what you think it is. You're not having to defend your potential. You're not having to defend your body image, right? This spiritual warfare is with people who pretend to, these are hypocrites, okay? Quite literal hypocrites who are pretending to wear Christianity, okay? Or pretending to wear some other kind of religious or belief system, but they really are absurd because they're so indulgent around something that's clearly a sin, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's clearly sin, or it's clearly against your religion, okay, or something like that. And the beautiful thing is you may have been villainized for having expanded freedoms around this, having a more open belief system, maybe being more agnostic, more atheist, more secular, and people had a problem with this, okay? Some people who were trapped in outmoded beliefs and outdated systems, you're needing to discern these people who try to Bible thump is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Bible thumpings or some other kind of religious practice that they clearly do not follow, right? So we're not about to negotiate with somebody who is not They're false, friend. This is false. They're not Christian. They're not religious. They're not pious. They're not a good person. They're not benevolent. They're someone who indulges at their own expense and other people's expenses, right? You see, especially like, I don't know how you can trust somebody big. How can you trust somebody fat? You know that they could not control themselves. You have no integrity over your spirit. We're not gonna keep normalizing obesity. Stop making these think pieces and all this propaganda around obesity. Stop eating those processed foods. Stop. Stop. And trying to act like they still get men. Okay, you might get men, but those are the losers, the ones that you're really the masculine, right? You're really the masculine, friend. And that means that you're fighting and attacking all the divine feminines. I'm hearing that there are people, and like the tea on you is that there are people around who cannot control themselves but pretending to be adopting a belief system. These people have been in a spiritual warfare with you, and we can tell that they have been indulgent, which is the opposite of your gratitude, by how they have never manifested anything. How you still are not losing any weight. You're still not making any progress. You're still not delivering results. You're still not secure. You're still not financially capable. Some of these people are trapped in the closet. Some of these people have been stealing your belongings just because they want to steal your sex, money, and power for their own selfish and intense desire, right? They just don't want you to have it. A lot of these people, they don't want you to have possessions. They don't want you to have, divine masculine. They don't want, this person to, accept who they really are. Okay, accept who they really are and let go of this dogma. Okay, so this is the juicy tea, right? That these people who really been obsessed with your possessions, is shown that they were superficial as fuck. That this was not actually a deep spiritual practice. That they were not truly this monk, this pious person. That they were not really a good person, benevolent person, not truly enlightened, right? That behind the scenes, these people are hiding their sins. They're hiding their indulgences. They're hiding that they're not reaching the fully intended target, right? For others, I'm getting allies. They have been struggling with accepting parts of their reality in themselves, right? Deep self-rejection, self-abandonment, and self-betrayal. What this really is like, I feel like what you're really having to defend is a personal freedom that may not align perfectly with this dogma or religious belief system, okay? And you're letting people know, hey, this is how I had to address my personal freedoms, and I cannot deny these aspects of myself, okay? That's it, and that's all. There's no justification for your violation when my humanity has been protected by the law. So I think that's the tea, friend. That's the end of the story. That's the case closed. Okay, that's the case closed. Is that you've just been unreasonably searching and seizing because you've been obsessed with my possessions and how they tell a story about who I am, how I address my personal freedoms, how I accept parts of myself that lay outside of this convention, social expectations, and religious dogma. That's the tea, friend. It's not because you don't have good values. Something that they needed to discern, that this was not you being indulgent, okay? That these are actually your possessions that work for you, is what I'm hearing. Okay, what's the tea? Burdens, right? They see you with a lot of stuff, right? They might see you with possessions, but they don't know that, there's a lot of burdens around. People are really burdened about your possessions, okay? They're very, very burdened about your shampoo, is what I'm hearing. They're very burdened about your shampoo. These people, I'm hearing that somebody recently cut their hair off, or, somebody is really obsessed with your hair, skin, and nails, is what I'm hearing. Hair, skin, and nails. Okay? I'm hearing your yoga, your books, your house shoes. Like, this person's really obsessed with your, like, your personal belongings and who, the story that they tell about who you are. Okay, someone's name that starts with letter S or P. Yeah, I'm hearing that these people, they try to act like they're Christians, or they try to act religious, and they say that they, but they're really people in a spiritual warfare because they're a hypocrite. Okay, so yeah, I'm hearing that you got people laying down their burdens at night. It's like your life makes people so disappointed, and you're like, I don't know you. This is my life. Like, something where you've had to defend your life, or from people who are just obsessed with your possessions, right? And, like, just following you, harassing you, stalking you because of your body and possessions, y'all, and the values that they reflect. I'm hearing Neil Ash. That was weird. Like, your inferiority complex has jumped out. Okay? Like, why are you obsessed with my stuff? Like, what are you doing? Like, just sitting there getting defensive as someone who doesn't know you. And, like, imagine getting obsessed with a black body who has addressed their personal freedoms in life and has found educational and work opportunities and did something with them and grew their financial capability and enhanced the quality of their life and enhanced their possessions and made their possessions work for them. Oh, that means that they're enlightened and they're aware of what's going on here. That's the T. The reason why you were targeted for your belief system and home and possessions is because it would dismantle something false. Okay? It would show people that you're not really this religious person, that you're not really this pious person, that you're really, gay, trapped in the closet, getting fucked in the ass, Neil. Or are you doing are you doing the fucking with an organ inferiority complex? You got mad at a marginalized identity who was able to discern their personal values in life through their education and being a benevolent good person, and decided to attack their home and possessions with unreasonable searches and seizures. You're obsessed. Like, imagine imagine getting harassed by somebody, Neil and Paige. Like, I'm hearing some people have like this. I'm hearing that this was like a military of people. This was a gang of people that's targeted a marginalized identity or group because they were able to enhance their possessions. Because they saw their books, their clothes, their possessions, their shoes, and knew that it meant enlightenment. And so they did not want these possessions and this method that you have create, like the approach that you've taken to enhance your life. They didn't want people to know about this. They didn't want to show people how to survive. They didn't want you to show your group how to survive. They've been in a spiritual warfare because they didn't want your group to own anything. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that they didn't want you to own anything, so that they can keep being indulgent, right? Right? The less enlightened people, the more that they can capitalize off of the people in the planet, right? The more that they can profit off of the people in the planet, right? People are not discerning. If people are not able to enhance their life, right? They're not able to, they're not smart enough to enhance their life. They're not creative enough to enhance their life. They're not, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing the T is that people's demons jumped out when they saw your possessions, and that it reflected enlightenment from this group of marginalized people, right? And that your body would show, it would dismantle something false, friend. I'm hearing your body with your possessions and your belief systems and approach to life would give people a discernment and a spiritual warfare that has been used to profit off of the people and planet. That's the juicy tea, bitch. and somebody has been harassing you, unreasonably searching and seizing, violating your Fourth Amendment rights, and burdening you because they have been so burdened just seeing you exist. I'm hearing these are the people who run around and pretend like they have this body type, or they pretend like they have this religious dogma, but really they do something indulgent behind the scenes that's against the religious dogma. They're a hypocrite. Okay. Yeah. So we had the Four Cups in the reverse. Yeah, somebody's so burdened, y'all. I'm getting this. Somebody's so burdened by your rapid and fast expansion. Like, I'm getting a lot of the fire element. And this is a new emotional experience for them because they couldn't inhibit you. Okay? I'm hearing the gag is they lost. I'm hearing they couldn't inhibit you, right? You might have had to do a lot more work. You might have had to take on extra responsibilities. But I'm hearing that this emotional stagnation has been this person not wanting to accept facts of reality. Okay? That they're really absurd. This is really hypocritical. And the fact, it's two things, right? It's two doozies for me. The first is that this person is a hypocrite. That we've had to discern. That this person has been burdened by your life. The second is that this was unreasonable searches and seizures. This was unreasonable violations. This is your personal freedom and liberty, right? To approach your life this way. But their sense of security was so challenged, they wanted to obstruct your security. But I don't think that worked out, did it? I'm hearing your work and service dismantle something false, okay? Your giving back help people make this discernment and help us understand the spiritual system that actually serves us. Okay, I'm hearing phases and cycles of negotiating around something unreasonable. We are not negotiating around my personal freedoms. We're not negotiating my human and civil liberties because the truth is, the hidden motivation, the shadow attachment of pain and shame is that you really wanted to profit off of the people and planet and did not want this approach to life to dismantle this superficial value of chasing possessions or not really understanding the value of the possessions. They knew that you were here to serve the enlightenment and help people address their personal freedoms and use their possessions to enhance their life, not to continue to indulge in possessions and not really reach the fully intended target. Thank you guys so much. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see y'all on the next one.